proud of how Janiyah and Karis battled inside. We went small because of foul trouble inside, and we went small because my other bigs weren't executing the game plan. I'm proud of how we fought inside on some things, but I'm most proud of how Karis and Janiyah controlled the boards. And offensively, they gave us a lift tonight. Our game plan was to attack in the paint and got 50 paint points. But we just settled a couple times. We were trying to overforce the penetration. We didn't get the calls, and I said we hadn't gotten the calls, so keep moving the ball, pass up the good shot for the great shot. And that's what Karis did. Her first shot of the game, defense didn't come out, so she settled for the three. The rest of the night, she attacked, and she was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Same thing with Janiyah, 4 for 4. That's how we're going to stay in ball games. That's how we're ultimately going to win ball games, is high percentage shots. Kayla attacked a couple times, but we got to knock down free throws. We got to knock down free throws, and we got to get in the gym and shoot free throws. Defensively, we got to step up. We got to step up. This is about the third game where we've had somebody almost go off for 30 points, and when we make an adjustment, we have to stick with it. But I need a defender that's going to come in, lock down, and be up for the challenge.
You talked about the defense. Besides that, what people seem to be doing lately is they seem to be able to attack directly at the basket, and you're probably not seeing your team do what you want to do in terms of walling off the rim.
Yeah. They attack our hip and we open up like a matador. Instead of taking the big step, cutting them off, and not overrunning it. When we overrun it, that's when they get the step through or the spin back. So we'll get back into it. We drill it every damn day, but we got to get better at it. We got to get better at it, and it's a want to. It's not necessarily technique. It's a defibrillating moment. We need a defibrillator, and we need to check some hearts because you just got to get your ass in a stance, and we got to guard.
They had the ball with 3 seconds left in the shot clock on that timeout,
Yeah.
and they're able to hit a mid-range runner at the end of the shot clock, and then you can't score, and then they get to the bucket again, and it's a 4-point game. How critical is that sequence?
Yeah, well, when you take a moment and the clocks are adjusted, normally the officials do come back to you and say, hey, we added more time on the clock, or we added that second mattered. That extra second that they put on the clock mattered. My staff didn't pick that up. I didn't pick that up because I thought it was 2 seconds on there, and we would have had a shot clock violation if that was the case. I would have done something differently if I had known 3 seconds were on there. We told them to body up on that, and that's how she got around us. But that was a critical stage in the game.
So they didn't tell you there were 3 seconds?
They didn't tell me. They told me they were going to look at the clock for timing, but usually a ref will come back and say, hey, we adjusted.
That was my next question.
We adjusted the time.
Back and says, hey,
Yeah.
we got 3 seconds.
No, that didn't happen until I looked up and saw it on the clock. Then I asked her, and she told me, yeah, we added a second. I was like, that would have been good to know beforehand. The other critical one was when we were about to fall out of bounds, and I called a timeout. And a ref was right next to me, and we didn't get that call. Those are critical changing points of a game.
Was that when it looked like Kayla had blocked a shot and saved the ball?
Yeah, she was but she had the ball, but she was about to fall, and I called it. We have possession.
Right.
And she said the out of bounds came first. She hadn't called it yet. She hadn't stepped across that line yet.
You were able to attack pretty well, like you pointed out. I mean, with the paint points you got, you got up by 8. Did you feel like, for the most part, the team stuck with an attack maybe a little bit better than it has in some games?
They stuck with it. We just need to move the ball just a little bit more. TT had 6 assists. We still got to get her turnovers down.
Right.
But when you reverse the floor, most defenses break down after that second reversal. And we want to make something happen that we won't get that next reversal. And that's all we're missing is one more. It gives your post space to duck in. When I put Indy back in the game, she had just hit a couple of them. And instead of feeding her, we had the lane wide open with shooters spread. We try to attack and get, I can't remember if it was a travel or a charge. Off of there, but we were intentional about putting the ball in Indy's hands in the middle of the floor because she had just made 2 straight.
Elena struggled again tonight.
Yep.
We talked about how she's one of those kids that is going to be page 1 on the game plan most of the time for the opponent. Is it kind kind of a deal to where what they're doing is just working better than her adjustments at the moment, or does she maybe need to?
Just let it come to her more. Let it come to her more. We're running action away from her where she's not the primary. We ran one thing for her, but we're running action for her where she's not the primary person, just to let her try to get into the flow of the game. But she has to breathe. She has to breathe and relax.